everybody, and welcome back to another week of COVID Cooking, episode 3. We're finally back at school, which is fantastic, but that doesn't mean we stop cooking. So I'm here to bring you episode 3 of our segment, and we're gonna do something that we call a comfort food. Now, what's a comfort food? Comfort food is something that makes you feel good. Okay, usually it's a nice warm dish, got a few carbs in it, and usually brings back good memories of childhood, say when your mother's made you something that was a household favorite. This week, we're going to be doing spaghetti bolognese. So many different ways to do this, such a great recipe, a traditional Italian recipe, and I'm here to show you guys a 10 out of 10 fine dining spaghetti bolognese to do at home. Let's go. A special thanks to all the feedback from last week's video. That was our burger that we made here. Couple of tips. I was told that it was a little bit too big. Yeah, I do agree. It wasn't quite a large burger. You can always squish it down to get it to that bite size that you like, or you can make your patty just a little bit smaller, okay? So there's always a way that I can be learning and always a way you guys can be helping. Before we start, just like any week, we wash our hands. Watches off, rings off, jewelry off. You guys know the drill by now, hopefully. It's time perfect to do this spag bowl. The weather has gotten really cold over the last week. It's got a real wintry feel, so who won't enjoy a nice hot bowl of spaghetti bolognese? Sounds fantastic. And again, look around, my area is clean, my stove area is clean, I'm set up, I'm ready to cook. Let's get into it. Any good spag bowl starts with the foundation vegetables, okay? This is what gives the base and the body to our sauce. So you can find these vegetables in just about any home fridge. You've got some celery, we've got some carrot, we've got some brown onion, and we've got some garlic. And we need to chop them up into nice little cubes, make it nice and fine. That way we don't get any big chunks through our sauce. So we need to use a knife to do our chopping, and I think I'll give you guys just a little quick tip on how to hold a knife. So a lot of people, when they begin cooking, hold it like that with the finger down there. You don't have much control when you chop like that. Not only that, your thumb can get in the way, okay? We don't need to hold it all the way back here because you don't have much control down the stem of the knife, okay? You want to get nice and close, grip, confident grip, finger over the top. That way you can get that beautiful chopping action, okay? So let's start chopping. So again, remember our 3-finger rule that we learned last week? We do that way we do not slice off our fingers. We always keep them curled back, okay? So we get our celery down the middle, probably go down the middle again. Okay, so got nice little stalks like that. Get them in the pile. Okay, beautiful. You don't have to worry about peeling this one so much, just make sure you've given it a good wash, okay? Easy way to cut a carrot. Square off all the sides. Okay. And then cut them, as I like to call them, into playing cards. Okay. Stack the deck on top of each other. Slice them into matchsticks, and then into your dice. So, special way that we're going to dice the onion. So you want to get it in half like this with the root still intact. Take the top off, peel back the skin. Okay, so what you want to do, again, you want to go across the onion. Can we see that? Across the onion, almost all the way to the edge, but not quite, okay? We're gonna do the same again. So if you've got a nice, thick onion, this works really well, okay? Then, back the other way. We're gonna go down the onion, but again, not all the way. Okay, hopefully we can see that. That way, when it comes to chopping, look at that. All the dicing is done. Okay, now we got our garlic. Now, I personally always use fresh garlic, okay? I don't really like garlic out of the jar. That's up to you what you want to use. I just think you get a better flavor from the original, okay? So, how we deal with garlic, how we peel it, get the blade of your knife flat side down, little squash, okay? That way the skin just comes straight off, okay? You don't have to fully belt it, you just need to give it a bit of a tap just so it breaks that skin off, because it can be hard to peel. Okay. Should just come straight off. From there, again, treat it just like a veg, curling our fingers, nice and fine. Final step, now this next step is optional. Some people like to add that extra meaty, smoky flavor through their food, like to add a bit of body to the sauce. Some people use bacon in their spaghetti bolognese. What I like to use is a little something called pancetta, okay? It is a smoked Italian bacon and it's really nice to put through your spaghetti bolognese. So if you want to use bacon, that's fine. If you want to use this, that's fine. If you don't want to use either and just stick to old school, that is also fine. And just like all the other veg, because it's going in at the start, okay, I'm going to cut it into same size as everything else. So if you can, try and get yourself a high, deep sort of frying pan, or a pot works really good for this one. Just something where you've got a bit of edges rather than a frying pan, just so nothing spills over the side. So get your pan hot, nice drizzle of olive oil, stir that around, and then you want to throw in your onion, celery, garlic, carrot, and also your pancetta. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are sweating this off. Now, sweating means not necessarily cooking, so we don't really want to see any color. We just want everything to go soft, okay? And so our onion and celery starts to go a little bit translucent, which means see-through. And this should only take about 3 or so minutes. Okay, so we can see how important it was to make sure when we dice everything, they are the same size. As the old saying goes, even sizes, even cooking. Okay, so once it's been about 3 minutes, create a little center, and you want to turn the heat up, okay? Because we're about to add our mince. Put your mince in. Okay, you should hear that sizzle. Now it's important that you do break up your mince as you put it in. That way you don't have a big clump in the middle, okay? Okay, you want to stir this and work with the pan, okay? Using that wooden spoon, very important you do use a wooden spoon for this. If you use a metal spoon, all that beautiful non-stick will be scratched up, and I don't think your parents will be too impressed with you. So use a wooden spoon, break it up, stirring, and do this for a few minutes or so. So I've been non-stop working this pan. Good little arm workout. Just making sure we break that mince down, because it's really important to seal the meat. Okay, once you've sealed your meat, that's how it begins to crisp and cook up really nicely. If you don't, it's when it goes all grey and you sort of boil your mince. Okay, we don't want to boil it, we want to fry it. So very important that we break our mince up as so. So when you get to this stage, you'll notice that a bit of water comes out of mince. That's normal and that's completely fine, okay? As you can see, a bit of water. We are just going to cook through that until all the water is evaporated, and that's when we start frying again, okay? So make sure you don't turn the heat down yet. You continue to cook through the water. Okay, so before we add in our wet tomato sauces, I need to prepare the tomato paste. Now, most people just put the tomato paste straight into the spaghetti bolognese, and that's fine. So I'm using the Legos brand. So yeah, most people put it straight in the spaghetti bolognese. That's fine to do, but if you don't stir it through properly, you can get these real bitter clumps of the straight tomato paste because it is pretty strong. So traditional Italian method of doing it is getting 2 tablespoons into a bowl with 100 ml of some sort of stock. Now, veggie stock, chicken stock, beef stock, all of the above are acceptable. You simply pour that into a bowl and you whisk it through until you've got this, can we see that? We've got this beautiful velvety tomato puree, which is going to go and mix awesomely. Now it's back off. Okay, so we've come to this point. We can see now our meat's starting to get some colour on it. All the water is evaporated. Everything is going swimmingly. So into it we add our stock and tomato paste. 1 can of peeled tomatoes. Now, don't worry about how they look when they come out, because they will break down in our cooking time. Get out. And they will be perfect. Okay. Give that a stir through, and just like the mince, break it down. Okay. Work those tomatoes. They're gorgeous, they're plump, they're juicy. Got all the goodness in them. Okay, so break that down. Give it a good stir. And last but not least, some dry oregano. I think dry is absolutely acceptable to use in this recipe. It works wonderfully. And a bay leaf. It's going to give that nice, robust sort of flavour. Okay. Now, if your mixture is looking quite thick, which in my opinion this one is just a little bit, you can always water it down with some water, some more stock. Okay, so once you've brought it to here, don't forget, season it beautifully. Salt and pepper. Okay, now see how it's bubbling? We want to bring it to a simmer. Okay, so where it's just starting to boil. We don't want it rapid, okay? We want to cook this low and slow. So I'm going to turn this gas right down. I'm going to put a lid. And I'm going to check on that in about 10-15 minutes until that sauce is thickened up and reduced down. Hopefully it shouldn't take any more than 20 minutes, depending on how much you've cooked and how thick you like it. It might take a little bit more or a little bit less. Okay, so while we are waiting for our bolognese sauce to cook, we can get our pasta ready. So I've got my water here boiling. Please season your water with salt, okay? That's very important. However, we do not add oil, okay? That's a myth. I don't know where that's come from. If you go over to Italy and cook pasta and put oil in your water, you might be exempt from the country. So we put our spaghetti in. Now, if you want to use linguine, you want to use spirals, different shape, that's fine. Going for the more traditional method, spaghetti. So let that sit for 10 or so seconds. And then you want to gently turn it. Now don't force it, you don't want to snap it, because you want to keep those nice, beautiful strands. Okay. Wait a bit. And once you can submerge the spaghetti, give it a little turn, make sure it doesn't stick. And that'll take about 8 to 10 minutes to cook until al dente. Now, al dente is when pasta has still got a little bit of firm and bite to it, which is what we want. We don't want to overcook it so it becomes sloppy. So about 8 to 10 minutes, give it a little test, see how she's going. About 5 or so minutes into the simmering process. Ooh. Okay, so as we can see, it's simmering, okay? It's not boiling rapidly, just gently simmering away. And that's what we want. There's no need to stir it, just leave it. It's gonna do its thing. Put the lid back on, let it reduce. Okay, so up to plating. I'm gonna put some parsley on top. This is for garnish. So garnish is just something that we add at the end to make food look nice. Okay, we eat with our eyes, we are visual specimens. If we see food that looks good, 9 times out of 10 we wanna eat it. So a little bit of green just makes the dish pop. It just makes it look that little bit nicer at the end. And we are cooking 5-star, of course. So let's add a bit. Again, this is just for looks. It doesn't really add any flavor at all. However, if you don't want to have it full stop, you don't have to have it. This is just to make it look nice. So again, 3-finger rule, get in a nice little bundle, chop it through. Okay, once we've done that, bring it back together. Hold your hand down on top of the blade, your fingers like this, and okay, it doesn't have to be super fine, just nice enough to sprinkle over the top at the end. It's been about 20 minutes or so, and we're gonna, oh yeah, have a look at that. Okay, that's what you want. It's thickened up beautifully. Smells amazing. I think we are ready to put it together. Just remember, once you're done, don't forget to get that sneaky bay leaf out. It doesn't really taste that nice. All right, let's put this thing together. So many people serve spag bowl where you've got the naked pasta on the bottom with the Bolognese sauce on top. That's fine to do. However, I'm sticking to traditional Italian methods today, and where they like to combine it all in one pan. Now, I'll explain why in a moment. So get yourself another frying pan. Get it warm, doesn't have to be cooking because essentially it's already hot. We just want to put it in. So as we can see, it's just lovely. Now from there, we get our pasta, put that in. Okay, now we combine it. Now, the reason that we put it together at the end is that way our pasta can absorb some of that beautiful sauce. As I like to say, it stains the pasta. As we can see, it's not just the white pasta anymore, it's got that red texture to it. And it's also very important to take a little bit of your pasta water and put that in. What that's going to do, the starch from the water is sticky. So it helps the sauce bind to the strands of pasta. Okay. And again, you can add as much or as little sauce as you like. Let's plate up. Okay, the exciting part, plating it up. Get your plate or your bowl and your pasta over. Start to twist it. Okay, if you've kept your nice long strands, you should be able to get them out together. So again, twist onto your plate. Try and keep it in the center. Build it up nice and tall, like so. Now, not finished. Grab your sauce on top. Again, as much or as little as you like. Pepper. Some good Parmigiano or tasty cheese or cheddar, whatever you like. And just break that on the top. Okay, that adds that salty bite, cheesy goodness that we all love in a pasta. Use as much or as little as you like, there are no rules. Some parsley, drop it from the height so it spreads. And finally, just for presentation purposes, a couple of fresh oregano, leaves. And there you have it. Comfort food at its finest. Spaghetti Bolognese. Please, try it. Enjoy.